Good morning, good afternoon, whatever the case might be. Let's take a look at what we're trying to affect here. We're trying to reduce inflammation, reduce oxidation, lower chronic conditions to bring about chronic disease. Number one way to do that is improve your sleep. 24-hour period, most important thing you can do is sleep. It's redundant. Inflammation levels, you want them down, you want them manageable, you want a quality level, 1 or less. How do you know this? You can go get an HS-CRP test. I urge that. Go find out what they are. What are your inflammation levels? Because right behind inflammation levels are oxidative stress levels. Chronic conditions, sure enough, chronic disease, and boom, you often run into metabolic maladaptation. That just means your metabolism doesn't adapt properly. It doesn't make the shift from fat to sugar to ketones to lactate or whatever the case might be. We're going to look at that and why. Things you can do today. Things you can do today. Let me move this guy over here a little bit. There we go. Things you can do today. Do everything you can to sleep the best you can, duration and quality. Eat simple combination, organic whole foods, nutraceutical benefits to those foods. For example, if you made a soup and you put a little bit of turmeric in there, it has a nutraceutical benefit. If there's carrots in there, if there's kale in there, if there's celery in there, if there's tomatoes, whatever the case might be, learn the nutraceutical benefits of the foods you eat and eat the good ones. Get rid of the bad ones. When you're in a hole, what do? Stop digging. Start filling it up, get the hell out of the hole. Meditate, evaluate. Now, you don't have to sit around like a guru, but you know what? Take a meditative approach to stress. As soon as I'm done making this little ditty, I'm going to go do what I call a yoga nidra. And just get my heart rate back down, a little nap in the afternoon, you might want to call it. And just reduce stress. Combat it. Just relax, let it go. And know where you're at. Where are you? Where are you? Are you as good as you could possibly be? Or do you have aspirations, goals, inspiration to do something more? Where do you want to go? Where are you at? Where are you going? Have a purpose. Have a program. Hold yourself accountable. If you say you're going to ride on Sunday, walk on Sunday, paddle on Sunday, jog on Sunday, or rest on Sunday, follow through. Do it. Assign power to what it is you do. Saturday and Sunday, most people are off. That's time to enjoy a 90-minute, 3-hour or more walk, ride, paddle, jog, whatever the case might be. You need to get out there or get on a treadmill if it's snowing like it has been around here lately, and spend 90 minutes in a fasted state. That just means unfed. Okay, so before you eat, let your metabolism do what it's supposed to do. Hey, keep the intensity low. You don't have to kill yourself. Saturday and Sunday should be enjoyable. It should be absolutely enjoyable. You should not be working that hard, but you should be out there for a while. And you should be out there on an empty stomach. Unfed state. Let your metabolism take over. Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday, if you're part of M360, which you certainly are, I would hope, at CSUP, an M360 session. There's 2 of them per week. They're 90 minutes each. Perform. Start finding ways to get better. Start finding ways to get better. Manage your stress. Take a nap. Point is being a lower heart rate level. Perform with those classes. Relax after. Make relaxation a sport. Join Strava. Hold yourself accountable. Join our M360 club within Strava. It's free. Become part of the community. And lastly here, before I go into a little diagram, empower yourself with self-talk. I used to always say to myself before big epic events, it's just me talking to me. Be Olympic. Be Olympic. Be all you can be. Okay, let's look at why some metabolisms are bad and some are good. Let's look at a bad example first. We'll go from bad to good today. It's real simple. Real simple. Stay with me on this. See that pink line? That's this person's heart rate. This is called a CPET test, a gas exchange test, a CART test. You'll hear different names. CPET stands for cardiopulmonary exercise testing. Person gets on a treadmill or a bike, in this case it was a bike, and you go from just climbing on the bike and barely pedaling to as hard as you can possibly go. And then the gas exchange equipment measures what substrate you're using in terms of the purple there is carbohydrate and the yellow is body fat. Remember, this is a bad example. We want to be fat adapted. We want to use as much fat as we possibly can to fuel the activities that we do in life, whether it's running, riding, paddling, walking, jogging, making a presentation in your job, or just chasing your kids around the park, or just living, laying in bed, sleeping. Which substrate, fat or sugar, do you think should fund the majority of your sleep? If you said fat, you said right. About 90 to 100% of your fuel you need to keep your heart beating and your metabolism rolling, digesting, etc. when you're sleeping should come from fat. Unfortunately, in our society, and why we're so sick as a community, is because it's not doing that. Okay? In this bad example, his heart rate went from, I forget what it was, this is not a live test, I think it went from 80 to 170 beats. Okay? And the green line here, you see that line where I'm going along with the little pointer? That's the wattage. So that's how hard it got, more and more watts. I think it started at 50 watts, ended at 150 watts for this person. They came out of the gate pretty good, about 50-50, but that quickly and too quickly, way too quickly, went to carbohydrate going up, and fat consumption going down. So they literally crossed over, what we call their metabolic crossover, way too low. So let's look at a good example. Here's a good example. And you can see right away a whole lot of yellow. Now this person, that was me, so I know the test real well. My heart rate was 80. You see in the pink there. It was about 145 at the end. My wattage on the green line, I was barely going. The whole idea of the test, you start off really slow and go higher and higher. So this is a good metabolism. Use fat to fuel that activity. Minimal amount of carbohydrate. Crossover came at about 87% of my max heart rate. So that's where it should be. That's a good example of a CPET crossover test right there. What we're trying to do at M360, what we're doing, if you stick around, is go from metabolism A, a problem, to metabolism B. How do we do that? We spend a lot of time to the left of what should be a crossover, 87%, and do the bulk of our work here in the middle. Here in the middle, in max fat oxidation, that's about right where my pointer is right now, about 75% of your max heart rate. And we're going to build what your capacity is to function, power output, speed, distance, ease of sleeping, lowering your resting heart rate, lowering your body temperature, all that by working harder between 70 and 80% of your max. Once we find out these maxes from doing things like FTP testing, functional threshold power, and from doing CPET tests, cardiopulmonary exercise testing, then we can find a RPT, a reference point to train from and to go to. If I give you too much, it breaks you down, it adds to your stress. If I don't give you enough, it's just not enough. You don't get enough stimulation to adapt to. So we want to find out just right, like the porridge and Three Bears. Not too hot, not too cold, just right. And that's what we get when we do an FTP. We find out what your max is, and then we work above it, and we work below it until we make it better. And that comes in 6 months, a year, year and a half. We're in this for long term. Think of this like investing. Now, I've been going pretty strong with the group for 6 years, and I think they see the improvement in their functional threshold power. And as we hunker down on it, focus on it, next one's going to be in May. Our next test next test is in May. So come out and join us. We got space for 2 people. That's it. We're at CSU Pueblo, Colorado State University, Pueblo. Got a nice little facility over there to function in. Private classroom. Come and join us. Thank you.